If I knew that I was gonna be doing this like 5 years ago or when I was in Cuba, I wouldn't have believed it.
What if I told you that a girl who once stepped off a plane in Arizona with no English, no resources, and no roadmap is now the face of Cuba on an international stage?
Fuerte el aplauso, por favor, para celebrar a nuestra reina, a la reina de Cuba.
Because in Cuba, being a model, being on a runway, being on a campaign, that's just a dream. Like, that doesn't happen in Cuba. I actually told them that one of my dreams was to be in pageants.
Miss Cosmo Cuba 2025 is Amys Ochoa.
Today's guest, Amys Ochoa, is living that reality. She came here as a teenager, starting from zero, with only a dream to break into the modeling industry. Years later, she's walked in countless shows, built a community that believes in her, and recently won the title of Miss Cosmo Cuba 2025.
I always had this thought of I want to make my country proud, and I want to make, it was not about me, but it was more about my people and my community.
A big part of it is speaking and stuff like that. Is that something you were nervous about?
It has been the hardest part for me because you barely sleep. You sleep like 2 hours every day for a week or for a month. That's when I realized, oh, it's not just what I do the final night. You have to be a queen throughout the entire process. You have to...
We've known each other now for a couple of years. Like, I've heard your story now for, a couple times in the first podcast, and then when we did the interview with Korea.
Yes.
So, kind of briefly, can you just explain a little bit about yourself, like where you came from, how you started, everything like that?
Well, my name is Amys Nayelli Nápoles Ochoa, 4 of them. I'm 20 years old. I was born and raised in Cuba, and I came 4 years ago, to be exact. And I started modeling in 2022 with Cuban-born, as you guys know. But I'm also pursuing a major in business administration, and I like to advocate for quality education. If you guys, look at my Instagram, I'm working on that right now. And I am also Miss Cosmo Cuba 2025.
Oh, congratulations on that.
Leaving the best for last.
Right? No, that's a big feat. And like, I guess one of the bigger questions is like, when you came from Cuba, like what did you kind of come here for? Like, was there a goal for it, or did you kind of like just stumble across into fashion, into pageants, or?
So it was kind of like, now I think about it and I'm like, if I knew that I was gonna be doing this like 5 years ago or when I was in Cuba, I wouldn't have believed it. Because in Cuba, being a model, being on a runway or being on a campaign, that's just a dream. Like, that doesn't happen in Cuba. We don't have modeling agencies, we don't have fashion shows, or
they don't really
even
have
now
like billboards
art
and stuff.
Yes. Like, no, we don't have the billboards exactly. We don't have campaigns or brands that we can model for.
Yeah.
So I only saw that in the movies, when they do like the fashion shows in the movies, and at the end, before coming, I discovered pageants. But when I came, I always had that in my mind, like, I want to be a model. I want to discover this. I want to know like what it is, like how it works. And my mom didn't know anyone here that knew about modeling. I didn't know anyone. I just literally came. When you come from Cuba, it's like you're being born again. So you don't know anyone, the school, the system, everything is different.
Yeah. Then you said even up to the language, right?
The
like
language.
You didn't even know the language.
Yes, in Cuba it's just Spanish. If you are thinking you're gonna go to Cuba and you're gonna find someone that speaks English on the street,
Good luck.
Good luck. Sign language.
Right.
Yes.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. But my mom happened to work with someone whose daughter was a Cuban-born, and she told my mom. And then she sent me the information, and I applied to Cuban-born, and I told them my goals, what I wanted to do. I actually told them that one of my dreams was to be in pageants one day. And they called me, and I was accepted, and I was there for a year, and it was a great time. I learned a lot. I always tell them, you guys were my English teachers as well, better than at school. And I learned about, the industry, not only about, walking, but also, the business side of it.
Yeah.
Because it's important to have knowledge of how everything works. So it was very interesting.
And how was that? Were you like very confident when you went into Cuban-born, or is that something like you built while being in that school?
No, I was I almost didn't go because imagine I came from Cuba November 2021.
Okay.
That was March 2022, and I had to do an interview in English.
God
How?
dang, yeah, only a couple
That
of months.
was less than 6 months. So I tried my best when we started like speaking. I tried a little bit, English, and then thank God, I think that was a gift that both Jocelyn and Gladys, they speak Spanish.
Yeah.
So they were able to like kind of like understand what I wanted to mean, and then they spoke Spanish to my mom. So that was good. The first day I was very happy because that was my biggest fear, not being able to communicate, not being able to tell them what I wanted to do at Korea. But thank the Lord, I was able to get in. And they loved me, and I loved them.
That's awesome. And like everything that you learned in that school, like, are you still using all of that today? Like everything, like those fundamentals?
Actually, yeah, I think I wouldn't be here with you guys because I literally met photographers, the models, everyone about like fashion shows, the connections, everything. So that's how I started. With those connections that I got from Korea, I was able to do collabs, a lot of collabs. I spent like 2 years just doing photo shoots, without getting paid or just for art, just for passion, doing what I loved. And that's how I was able to go up and get signed by Ford when they saw me in one of the collabs that I did. And
Really sick.
yeah,
Which
if you
one was
think of,
that?
yes, I did a collab with one of the stylists that work for Ford. Jordan is her name. And they saw me, Madison saw me on Instagram, and she reached out to me. And I thought it was a scammer. I'm like, there is no way.
Right.
Because I have
Just
applied.
quick.
I have applied for I submitted for the agency before, like a year before, and I never got an answer. So I'm like, I don't think this is real. But I showed it to Jocelyn, to Korea & Co, and they told me that it was her. She was the agent, and
Wow.
yeah.
What was that feeling like when you finally realized that this was not fake, that was a real message? What kind of emotions were going through?
Like, did you expect to be signed with an agency ever?
There was a point that I already I didn't give up, but it wasn't something that I really
Thought would happen?
Yeah, no, it wasn't like, oh, I really want to get signed. If I don't get signed, I'm not going to keep modeling. I didn't have that mindset. Whether I found an agency or not, I still wanted to do modeling, and I still wanted to keep doing what I was doing.
Gotcha.
So since I already settled down kind of in that aspect, it was very shocking to me, seeing that they reached out to me.
When was it when you started like doing contacting people yourself? Like you said, you didn't really know too much English when you first got here. Like, how did you start contacting the people, even though you didn't know the English?
Google Translate.
Hell yeah.
Sponsor us. So, I mean, writing was fine. When I was writing on Instagram, I was
Google
good at,
Translate, and that's it.
if I didn't know a word, I would just let me ask, how do I write this? But once at the, wherever we were going to shoot, it was pretty easy. I think modeling is something that you don't really have to
Communicate that well with words.
that much sometimes. Some words like, good job, this is good, or, just the simple words help you to know if you're doing good or not.
Gotcha.
But I remember at the beginning, I didn't know directions. So they would be like, look to the left, look to the right. And I'm like, and I'm like, wait, which one? And then I remember, turn around. And then I would where is that at?
That's funny.
And then actually that helped me to learn the directions, now I know, turn around, left, right, up, down,
Wow.
I think because of modeling, because it really helped me to learn.
How long did it take you to fully where you're no longer kind of confused with directions, or
A
even
year.
a solid year? Okay,
A solid
that's not
year,
bad.
yeah.
I mean, especially from not growing up in the U.S., not knowing any English, a
No.
year it's pretty impressive to get a lot of the language down.
No real teacher either. That's just self-learning.
Yeah, I mean, I went to
crazy.
school, I went to high school, but my school happened to take out the they used to have like a support for the kids who didn't know English.
Yeah.
And they actually like
They just got rid of
deleted
it.
that. They just got rid of that. So you would just be in a classroom
And they're
in
like,
English.
good luck.
And the teachers were not allowed to speak you in Spanish if they knew Spanish.
What?
I know, it was kind of weird. So I think that actually pushed me. I'm like, I'm going to understand no matter what. I'm going to graduate, because they told me I was not going to graduate because I came like in half
Half a year,
Half
like
year of
mid-year,
junior
whatever it
year.
was. Ooh, gotcha.
So I literally had a year and a half to do full like 4 credits of English
Wow.
in a year and a half.
Took like summer school, or you did it
I
during-
took summer school. I took everything in computers. I took like 7 classes, and
like,
I still
and
graduated.
throughout that entire time, you're doing the modeling process?
Yes, I was doing modeling. I was doing like
How was that, juggling like school, learning English, and then learning how to, because you said before coming to the US, you had no experience with modeling or anything like that. You just had some sort of idea. How was it struggling like to learn both the fashion industry and the English? Like, was that hard for you, or?
it kind of helped. Like the fashion helped me with English, but then at school it was kind of like I feel like I was having like a double life, because I didn't really. I'm not introvert, but at school I didn't have any friends, because junior year everyone has their own groups, their own friends. So it's like you're not just gonna sit down on the table and be like, "What's up?
Yeah.
You want to be my friend?" You can't really do that in junior year. So I was just got used to the fact that I was not going to have a lot of friends. And when some of my, the people that I studied with me, they asked me for my Instagram or something, they saw it, and then they were like, are you a model? Because I was always so quiet. I was always, like not doing anything, not doing dancing or theater or anything. And they were very surprised that I was doing modeling.
The modeling on the side.
And I wish, that I had more time to communicate more with the students and to make more like friendships in high school. But it is what it is. I think I didn't get those friends, but I got the people that I met, Korea and doing modeling.
Yeah.
Which I'm very thankful for, and which I think are more like long-lasting friendships.
For sure.
Because you can actually like, talk to them and hang out and work together.
Like now you're not really nervous to talk to anybody. Like let's say you go to like a networking event, like you can just talk to anybody like confidently.
That was one thing, because you asked me like for fashion, not only I didn't know what was going on, I was so lost, but also I could just do like, oh, how are you? Good, and you? Like,
and then you move
my
on
name
from
is
there.
Amys, and then I'm like, that's it. I don't have anything else. I don't have anything else to say. So, and I wanted to say so much. It's very frustrating, because I'm like, I want people to know about me, about my history, about my, my story from Cuba, my family, and you couldn't really talk, and it's very frustrating not being able to communicate. But I got there. I think I was able to communicate with those that I wasn't able at the beginning. Now they know me. So
what was the next piece of that? Like you started going to Korea, learning a lot about modeling. Like what was the next step for that? Like was it your first fashion show? Was it like a big campaign shoot? What was the next step after you learned about modeling?
The next one, and I think it was very like a big jump, was New York Fashion Week. So
Nice.
I remember we just like graduated from Korea, and actually no, we were like halfway, and we had a casting for New York Fashion Week, and I was like, what is even that? Like,
What is a casting?
a casting, and then like also like I didn't know how it worked. Like, what do they do fashion shows? Like, what is the point? I wanted to know like, everything.
Gotcha.
And I was very nervous of what was gonna happen, because also it's a responsibility once you get casted to keep going and to be committed to that. So I got casted, and they chose me, and we went to New York Fashion Week. My first time in New York.
Sick.
I was so happy. That's like
A dream.
A dream come true.
for
yeah.
every Cuban. Like, I'm pretty sure if you ask them what is your favorite, like, what is your
State or, like-
favorite state or a place that you want to go, they will always be like New York or Paris.
Really?
Wow.
I think like we're all
Like Fashion Week or just the country?
Just-
just
Just New
Like
York in
going to
general.
just the
place?
city, just the city, because
Okay.
I feel like New York is
Dang.
known like everywhere. Plus the song.
Yeah.
New York.
Everyone
knows the song,
That,
so it's
I'll play
kinda-
that song.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You go and then you play the song in the stories, and that's the goal.
Facts. Like I did it. Like
I
off
did
the
it.
bucket list.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So it was very. I remember it was my friends and everyone felt very proud because no one in my community have ever modeled in New York Fashion Week or anything with fashion, at least in my city. And everyone was very proud and like congratulating me and saying, you know, how much I would inspire them.
Yeah.
Most of the girls that are here that think or that thought at the time that they couldn't be models because of the English, because of, you know, they came from Cuba just like a year ago, or maybe they thought like this stereotype was like too high or not realistic. So that kind of like, I feel like it made me proud that I was able to inspire other people just by doing that. And that inspired me even more to keep doing modeling and to keep growing every day.
Do you have a focus on like representing Cuba in a way, like when you do your modeling and the fashion and stuff like that? Because obviously, like you have a lot of love for Cuba.
Yes.
Do you like and do you help out people that are, like you said, you have people that are here from different countries that don't really speak English? Is that something you like make an effort to like help them out a little bit more, or like
with the English?
Or just people in general that
Just
move over
people.
here that don't generally speak or English very well, and they're in the modeling and stuff like that? Have you been helping people out like that, or?
I've been helping. Most of them are in Florida because that's
Okay.
where the Cuban community
Right
is.
next door, yeah.
So the best I can do is, you know, tell them what steps to take before jumping into the industry. And I've been trying to do my best when it comes to social media and trying to communicate that to them and, you know, text them or recommend agencies, recommend like photographers that I see that they are good to work with. But I wish like I had more Cuban people here in Cuba that I here in Arizona that I can help, because definitely the connection is more and they would trust me more than anyone else.
Yeah.
But I'm also helping besides modeling. I do volunteer a lot.
Okay.
I go to this organization. It's called Haute, and they help refugees to learn English.
Okay,
They
nice.
help children and also like grown people. So it's very beautiful to see how like older people want to learn, and they also like, even though they're like 60, they're already, you know, have a family, but they still want to be better. They still want to learn more. So I like to be part of that and give that support that I feel I never had in a school. So that's what I'm doing right now too.
That's amazing. And I mean, we'll probably get into this a little bit more later, but is that kind of also kind of what you strive to do for being winning the pageant, like helping the community and like being involved in things like that? Is that something that is one of your goals with being like the Miss Cosmo winner?
Yeah, I've always like, even when I was in Cuba, that I didn't know that I was gonna come here to the States, I always had this thought of I want to make my country proud, and I want to make, it was not about me, but it was more about my people and my community around me, that I wanted them to know me and I wanted them to somehow represent them. And when I came here, I saw the doors open, and I think that's one of the main things that inspire me, and one of the main things why I started competing in pageants. Because I realized every time that I went to a networking event that I started talking about Cuba, people didn't really know anything besides Havana and the cute cars. So when I started like actually telling them, this is Cuba, this is how we live, this is what we go through, this is how we come to the States, they will be very interested in the topic. So pageants really gave me that platform to show the world what Cuba is, what us Cuban women and men are. And my goal will be to just raise awareness of what my country is going through, which is very hard. I'm focusing in the education field more because it's a lot to go about. But my favorite topic is education. So it will be about people, you know, helping the kids with books, with pencils, backpacks, and that way I can at least make an impact in my community where I live in Cuba. And through the pageant, if I get to be Miss Cosmo International, I will be able to make an impact in other countries that I know are going through the same thing, that they don't have the support, they don't have the resources to study, to learn English. And hopefully I can do that if I get to win the international pageant.
No, that's amazing. We'll be rooting for you the whole step of the
thank
way.
you.
For sure. No, that's amazing. And like, I mean, kind of before we get into that whole piece, like, how many shows did you end up doing before you got that confidence of helping the community and doing all that? Was it like when you started Fashion Weeks, or did you do like a couple shows before you were actually like, I think I can do something bigger, better? When did you start like having that shift?
I think I just jumped into it because I remember I did a New York Fashion Week, and I wasn't really proud about, not about the fact that I was there, but about like my performance. I wanted to be better when it came to performance. And right after, before I even did any other fashion show, I had the opportunity to compete in Teen University, Arizona.
Okay.
So it was kind of like I was scared. It was a very big jump because pageants is not about just walking like modeling. You have to talk.
Yeah.
And you have to move, and you have to, know your ways and actually take action about the things that you say. So I just went for it. I was scared, but I still did it. When you're scared, you just go through it and do it. And at the end of the day, you're going to want to go back to that moment. And
is that why you like it a lot better than fashion shows? For that reason? Because fashion shows, it's really just about the clothes and like the designer and everything, like the show piece of it. So like, is that why you gravitated more towards pageants? Because it's more just about like
you
serving the community, about you type of thing.
I like the outcome better with pageants.
Yeah.
Okay.
The process is less stressful with fashion shows because, it's fun. You just get to try on clothes. You just go and get your makeup done, your hair done, and you go and you have fun. But with pageants, it takes a lot of your time, and it takes a lot of mental strength. Because I've been preparing for this pageant since March. And to be able to like talk about yourself and talk about just personal things sometimes is very hard if you have traumas, if you have like mental illness or mental problems that you haven't worked with. It's harder mentally. So the process is way less enjoyable with pageants, I will say. But the outcome is better.
Yeah, because I mean, just like Sebastian says, pageantry is like a sport. You really have to like train on different aspects of it. So
this is public speaking, the gym, runway, platform, volunteering, social media. You have to think of everything.
Dang, yeah.
And sometimes one thing can take the crown away from you, which is very sad. Like sometimes you have the perfect girl, but maybe she didn't talk as good as the winner in the last night. So even though they did like a perfect, performance the entire month, then the last day they were probably tired. They were probably not feeling themselves, and things happen.
Is you like talking a different language? Does that play into the pageantry? Because you like you say a big part of it is speaking and stuff like that. Is that something you were nervous about going up there?
It has been the hardest part for me because you hear me, talking like this, but I talked just Spanish for 16 years.
Exactly, yeah.
So I still I communicate better in Spanish. I have a better personality in Spanish. I'm way funnier. And sometimes I'm like, damn, I wish they could see me in Spanish. So, but I have learned how to be myself in English too, and how to find a miss in English as well.
Like, how long did that take?
Losing. I'm just...
You still learning?
I'm just getting to the point now. So 5 years, I will say.
Wow.
5 years to actually be yourself and feel comfortable in another language.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So kind of going back to the Miss Teen Universe, did you feel like that experience helped you with the next pageant that you did?
So I remember we did Arizona, and then we went to nationals and then internationals.
Okay.
So almost every pageant has state, national, international. So I did Teen Arizona, and it was an amazing experience. I wasn't sure about what I was capable of doing. And when I did that pageant, I'm like, I can do anything. I'm like, if I want to speak Chinese, I can do it if I wanted to.
Right, if I really tried hard enough.
If I really try hard enough. If I want to be a good communicator, I can do it if I really, try hard enough. And that really pushed me and gave me the strength that I needed to go to internationals. And internationals were very hard. Like, it really takes a lot of
Extra
everything,
effort.
because you barely sleep. You sleep like 2 hours every day for a week or for a month.
Wow.
So imagine sleeping so
Little.
little,
Being
and
sleep
then
deprived and then having to wake up and be your best
and
person.
then you cannot allow yourself to have a brain fog, because you have to speak. So you can't be like, oh, I don't feel like speaking, I'm tired. You have to speak. You have to find the words to communicate somehow. I don't know, eat an apple, do something, drink water. But you need to find the words and the strength to also train for the final night.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what was that one at the international? What
Was in
that one
Dominican
held?
Republic.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
I was having a time because
Now
it
I
was
was about to say,
Spanish.
everyone's
I'm like,
speaking
yes,
Spanish.
I got it. Everything was in Spanish. I actually felt bad for the girls
The
that
other
spoke
ones,
only
English.
English, and we had to translate. Everyone was
like,
like,
now you
USA
now
is
you
speaking
guys
in
know.
Spanish. I'm like, I know, weird. But I'm here. I'm the exception. But yeah, I had a really fun time. It was tough because I had the shock of what pageants are. Because the stage pageant was more chill. We didn't have we call it quarantine. Because basically you're not allowed to see anyone when you're competing. Just you
In Arizona.
No family? Like
when
nothing
you're
like that?
no when you're
International.
internationals.
Okay.
But here you just go from your house to the venue and you compete. But there you have to be like, it's quarantine. You have to. They tell you what to do every single hour.
And you got to stick to the schedule.
And you have to stick to the schedule. If you're late, they deduct points from your total. They are looking at everything. If you talk back to someone, if you have an attitude, they look at everything. So that's when I realized, oh, it's not just what I do the final night. You have to be a queen throughout the entire process. You have to show who you are throughout the entire process. And here's where a lot of girls get caught, because most of them are good, without pressure. But once they're tired, once they have not sleep, once they don't eat a lot, all that energy comes down and all that just goes away, all the beauty.
Is that something you experienced, or did you see it firsthand with like another pageant girl?
I experienced it in internationals. I was crying. I want to be honest with you. I was crying every night. I'm like, this is so hard. Like, they're very strict. Like, I'm tired. And then I realized I signed up for this. They didn't make me do this. I wanted to do this. So that's the mindset that I learned how to have in internationals, and it really taught me to now know that I need to be ready for anything. And if I'm tired, if I'm sick, if I'm hungry, I need to be able to communicate. I need to be able to get my message to the audience.
Wow.
Which is something very
That's
tough.
crazy. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
honestly really crazy.
Yes.
I could only imagine not going an entire week with little to no sleep, no
Yeah.
food, and then
Yeah.
How
still having
many
to put on a show.
were competing in that show?
I think internationals was like 22 girls.
Okay.
20.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And did any of the other girls, like, did they also like help you? Because I don't know because you just said that like you had to kind of quarantine. Like, were you not able to even talk with like the other pageant girls, or like how did you kind of like, I guess, like get away from everything? Like if you were too stressed or whatever, how'd you get your mind off stuff?
At night. Because basically they give you a schedule. We have breakfast, and then we have practice for the final night from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., let's say. So from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., you have to...
Just by yourself?
No, you have to be with them at the theater or at the venue, wherever they're going to practice. And most of the girls just go on the floor and they sleep on the floor.
Really?
Waiting for their turn to practice. So that's how tired we get.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
And then the only time, because then after all that practice, you can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to sleep and see you guys tomorrow. No, because you have to get ready for dinner and get dressed and makeup and hair for dinner and pictures at dinner and activities at dinner. And then you get back to the hotel, back to the room at, let's say, 10, the earliest. You have to take the makeup off, take a shower, wash your hair, do the skincare.
Yeah.
Prepare the outfit for the next day. So
It's your
basically,
whole
you
night
will go to
routine.
sleep at 1 a.m. and
Wow.
then get up at 3 a.m. to get your hair and makeup done.
Jesus.
Yes.
What?
Oh my
3
That's-
a.m. for hair and makeup?
3 or 4 a.m. Usually I
Wow.
had to get up like at 4, I think it was 4 a.m. because we only had one makeup
Artist?
and hair guy for 2 girls.
Mhm.
So
An
I had to
hour
get
per
a
person or
yeah.
2 hours.
Yes. So we had to, if it was like an hour and a half every girl, and we had to be there at 7.
You get there a little earlier just to make sure it gets done and stuff like that.
Yeah, because you will have to do all that and get breakfast before 7. At 7, you had to be ready for practice.
Wow.
So sometimes this is
Dang.
something funny because we had to get content. We didn't have time to get content.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do, I would just get my hair and makeup done in the morning. I would dress up like a whole outfit, like dress and heels and everything. And I will go next outside of the hotel, take a picture, change in workout clothes, and then go to the practice. Because that was
To
the only
get it
time
done
of the day that we could have like the
A
content.
little bit of free time for what you need to do.
Yeah.
my
Free time, and you have to
God.
take it for content because you have to be active all the time and show what you are doing during the quarantine.
Dang.
Yeah.
And did you have like your own routine for that? Like after a couple of days, did you kind of figure out how to kind of structure yourself for this?
For the last days, it was either I will get my makeup done or eat.
Gotcha.
I will be,
Like-
do I get up at 4 and do my makeup and have breakfast, or get up at 5 and do my makeup and go straight to the practice?
Wow.
So sometimes I would just not, eat
Yeah.
and just to sleep a little bit longer. Yeah. Thank
Wow.
God my
That's
dad
what you
was
gotta
there.
do.
He was allowed to go into my room, so he will
Cook you like breakfast or something like
bring
that.
me like a burger or something from downstairs or something, and I will be like doing my makeup, like eating fast.
Right.
But now for internationals, we won't be able to do that. No one is allowed.
No one's allowed to do contact at all.
to be like with only our roommate, me and the other girl.
Wow.
So our directors, my mom, if she goes, I don't think she's allowed to get into a room because they want everything to be fair for everyone. Same with makeup and hair.
Guess.
Yeah, because
But that's,
it
'cause that's a
happens.
lot of work for one person to be like keeping up with all that. Like, and then you also have to perform after all that. Like, that is a lot.
We have chaperones.
Okay.
So every girl has their own chaperone, which she will knock at your door at 6 a.m. and be like, let's go.
You gotta go.
Let's go.
Dang.
And if you need help with your bags or something, she will take it for you, and she will tell you, we have to go here, we have to get this car, we have to be at this time ready. But when it comes to your makeup and hair for the daily quarantine, like for example, for breakfast, lunch, you have to do it yourself. So it's not like the other pageant at the Dominican Republic.
We just sit there and they do it for you.
Yes,
You
now I
gotta
have to
actually
do it
all.
myself, and then if it is an important event,
Mm-hmm.
then they have someone to do it for us. But we cannot have personal makeup artists. Because
Because
like
I guess
said,
some are better than others.
some
I
are better.
guess.
And I experienced that in the Dominican Republic.
Did you?
Because I wanted to have, we didn't have a lot of time because it was only one makeup artist. So it was everything like super rushed. And there was like this girl who had 10 people working for her. I'm like,
You're just sitting there waiting for the
What?
artist.
Really?
yes, yeah. So I'm so glad that they are doing that because every girl doesn't have the money to pay for the ticket,
Gotcha. Okay,
for the flight,
Okay.
for the expenses of a makeup artist to go with her.
'Cause
So
the-
it's way more.
That is one thing I've learned this year
Yes.
is that the amount of money that you're spending to attend a lot of these pageants, to get your makeup done, to
Yeah.
get your hair done, to travel and all that, like that is all up to you. So I guess I understand that keeping it a little bit more fair between people, because you are right. Some people that have a little bit more money have the luxury of
Yes.
getting more sleep because they have multiple people and stuff
have
like that. So
more,
that makes a
yeah.
lot of sense. That makes actually a lot of sense.
Gotcha. And then like is that one done now? Like how did that turnout go for that show that you were just talking about?
For which one?
The
Dominican Republic.
yeah, the
Dominican
Dominican
Republic was
Republic.
in 2024.
Mm.
No, 2024. Yes, I placed top 10. So it was
Okay.
really good. Internationally, top 10 was really good outcome. And
What did you feel like you did wrong to get, or not wrong, but what did you feel was
You
a
could do
reason
better.
like you got top 10?
I think I needed more experience in pageants. There were like other girls that
Been
have
doing it
been
for a while.
competing for a while, and they knew like what the pageant wanted.
Gotcha.
For me, I was still, trying to find myself, trying to figure out, what I wanted people to know about me, the message, my platform. It wasn't really like fully like complete. So I think like if I worked a little bit more when it comes to, my platform and the way that I communicated my things, who I was. I think I could have gotten a better outcome of it.
Gotcha. And that stuff, I mean, you started training afterwards, right? Because then you had the next pageant. What was your next pageant after that one?
After that, I took a rest. After Dominican Republic.
Yeah, it was a rough.
It was rough time. Like when I came back, I slept 16 hours straight.
I don't blame you. I really don't blame you.
My mom was freaking out because I was in Florida with my dad, and no one was picking up the phone. And my mom thought like something happened to us, like a whole day without texting or calling or anything.
Yeah.
And I was just sleeping. I was having the sleep of my life. Yes. And it really, I remember even my ankles hurting for the whole month.
I could imagine.
Yeah,
because
so
you're wearing heels most of the time.
24/7.
Yeah, God damn.
Yeah, so I took a rest and also to kind of figure out what I really wanted. I feel like I was 17. I think I turned 18 when I was at University of Arizona. But, I was still figuring out what I wanted to do, figuring out, my purpose.
Did you have doubts after that pageant, at all, because of how hard it was? Or?
I had doubts because I was like, I hope every pageant is not like this one. And they're not.
No.
So once I got to know other pageants, other organizations, especially the one that I'm in, I fell in love all over again with pageants.
Gotcha. What's the biggest difference that you noticed? That what made you fall in love with those pageants and not the Dominican Republic one? What was the difference in that?
The difference, they care about they actually care about the queens. It's not about the money. I'm gonna be honest, because usually the other pageants you will just win and it was just the crown and the sash, and then the winner doesn't do anything else other than
they just get
the sash and the crown.
Interesting.
Gotcha.
And
just the title.
This one, if I get to win Miss Cosmo International, the least important thing will be the crown and the sash. I will actually have the opportunity to travel. I will have the opportunity to work with brands, to communicate my story with other countries, with other people, other languages. And I will have the help from the Miss Cosmo organization financially if I want to, create, for example, my platform, Bright Futures Foundation. If I want to do something better out of it, they will support me with that. So with other pageants, after you win, your purpose doesn't really go anywhere. Some of them don't really do what they promise you. So with Miss Cosmo, I know the job that they did with the current queen, it has been amazing, and I hope I get to be the next one because it's a really good experience.
Yeah. What are you doing right now to prepare for that? Like all the training you're doing today? How are you getting ready?
Well, I prepare public speaking 3 times a week, but I'm also doing life coaching because I had a lot of traumas from Cuba. I had a rough life there without my parents. Basically, raising myself and helping my grandma was a really hard time, and I didn't realize that I had that stopping me from talking.
Okay.
So, because in pageants, we get a lot of controversial questions. We get a lot of Q&A. And sometimes if you're not good mentally, if you don't know who you are, and if you don't have any trauma, or if you have a trauma from your childhood, it can stop you from talking, or you can. The thing that I used to do, they will ask me a question, and if it was related to something personal, I will get very sentimental and stop and cry. Then not being able to get back, recover from that.
Dang,
so we worked on that. We worked on the why I was being blocked, why I wasn't able to talk about my past in Cuba, why I wasn't able to talk about my story. So I think that has been the thing that helped me the most, sharing that with someone, letting it out was the key to now being able to speak freely about me.
You're just you just didn't want to talk about the trauma, or it was just you knew that it would just make you emotional, or why did you never talk about it before you started training to did someone help you, or was it all yourself that?
Someone helped me. I'm doing with
Okay.
Cesar, the life coach. He's also working with Legacy Pageants, which is the public speaking. But he does more of emotional healing. So
Okay.
we worked on that. And until we did that, when we did that, we saw the progress in the public speaking class. Because I didn't have any successful class until we did the emotional part.
Really?
So it's not that you
That's
didn't know how to
interesting.
speak. It's just like you had things inside that you
I
didn't
had
want to
things-
talk about.
Or that I
Didn't know how to explain.
didn't know how to explain,
Yeah.
or when you're asked a question like, who is someone that inspires you? For me, it was my mom. So I will think about my mom crossing 9 countries. When I was 5 years without my mom, when I was 5 years that I was alone, that I was a teenager with many questions, with many challenges, and that in your head goes in like 2 seconds, and I will start crying. Like, so those things, just being able to control the emotion of, yes, this was a very hard time in my life, but I need to be able to communicate that. I need to be able to show people the story and how I made it positive, because it's not just about the challenge. You have to find a way to bring the positive side of the challenge. So
Wow.
that was, I think, like the main thing, besides runway, which I feel like I had runway. I didn't worry about that.
Because at that point, it was easy for you.
Yeah, at that point, I've done, the other pageant, fashion shows. I've been coaching other girls too. I've been helping other girls with their walks. So I felt confident with the runway. It was just the part of talking that was
makes sense.
holding me back.
So there's a lot more confidence coming in this next one. Then
Yes.
a lot more confidence.
Yes.
Nice. So I'm not quite sure. Is it very taboo to be speaking a different language in like a pageant? Is that not something that's like allowed? Because isn't that the whole thing, right? Like of a pageant is like you're representing your state or your country or whatever. So is that not like a thing? Like, are you not allowed to speak Spanish on like?
Oh, yes. I went to Vietnam last month and for a press conference. And I was just talking. I would be talking with Colombia all the time. We would just, and people were like, "What are you guys talking?" I'm like, and with Panama too. She was speaking Spanish too. The hard part is that, unfortunately, since the pageant is held in Asia, people either know, for example, Vietnamese or English. So if you speak only one language besides those two, it's gonna be very hard to communicate. So, for example, in Spanish, there is a lot of girls that speak Spanish and English.
Gotcha.
So if there is someone that only knows Spanish, it won't be a problem because the other girl will help them. But if it is Chinese, for example, it's very hard to find someone like speaks Chinese and English and then translate and to be there all the time to help the girl.
Gotcha.
So,
But even when you're like on stage and you're getting asked certain questions or whatever, is it not a normal thing to like answer half in English, half in Spanish kind of thing? Is that just not good for the judges or?
oh, there is no problem. There is no problem. You have to get lucky that you have a good translator. Sometimes they change the meaning of what you say. But usually they give you the opportunity to speak in your native language and they translate it for the judges.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Especially, Miss Universe 2023, she spoke full Spanish, and the translator, she translated it to English, and she won. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. Huh.
Yeah. But it's about translating the message right.
Properly.
Because
Yeah,
sometimes
to
it
give the
takes
same-
away a little bit of the essence.
How was the experience in Vietnam? Like being with just all the other pageant winners, like meeting all the people. Did it like help you like get a little bit more comfortable with like talking with those people, or how was it once you got there?
So we got invited. It was optional to go to the press conference, but I really wanted to go because I've never been in Asia before. So I didn't want to just jump right into it and take the risk in November to experience it for the first time. So I wanted to go to see how was the people.
Yeah.
Of course, the traveling side of it, which is nuts. Like 2 days traveling is crazy. So now I
Yes.
know I need to be. Now I know what I need
For
Did you at
to
least
have
get-
energy,
Just traveling.
to have energy once I get there.
Did you at least get a good flight?
Yes. The food.
Good
Yes.
flight. You had
Yes.
enough leg room and stuff.
So the trick was, as soon as I hop on the plane, I would sleep at nighttime in Vietnam. Even if it was like daytime here, I would sleep and
Get used to
to
their
get used
schedule.
to their schedule. So
Gotcha.
when I got to Vietnam, I had energy because I've been sleeping all the time.
Gotcha.
So-
That's smart.
So that was smart. When I came back, I didn't do that, and I was sleeping for a whole week.
The 16 hours.
Yes, I was sleeping. It took me I was just sleeping, and I would get up and be tired. I'm like, what is happening? And it took me like a week to get.
Readjusted to the time
readjust.
zones. Yeah.
So definitely just adjust yourself those 2 days of traveling. Do the adjusting already. So once you
Gotcha.
get there, you have energy, because once you get there, it's
It's go time.
competing. They're not
Yeah.
gonna give you, oh, you have a day to catch up. Try into it. Try to the activities.
Dang.
But I wanted to go to meet the girls. Some of them, we only had like 15, 16 of them. And we're gonna be like over 40. So I wanted to meet the girls, meet the team, the organization, the food. Amazing. As a model, I love it because you can eat, and you won't gain weight. I don't know what
Out
it
in
is.
Asia?
I
In
think
Vietnam,
Or Vietnam, yeah.
is that the
Vietnam.
food's just like
Very
healthy,
organic.
right? Yeah, very organic.
very organic, and I ate a lot, and I'm like, I came skinnier. How is that even possible?
Honestly.
I eat a burger here once a month, and I feel like I
Get
gained
all
5
bloated,
pounds.
Yeah.
honestly.
5 pounds. So it was very interesting, and I loved it because it reminded me of Cuba, and
Interesting.
not only the humid weather, but the people. What we have been going through, throughout history, is very similar, and I didn't expect to receive so much love. Because one of the things that I chose to do pageants was to people to know Cuba, and when I got there, people already knew Cuba.
Because of
So,
similarities
because
between you two.
they have a very good friendship. So people were like, Cuba, Cuba, we love you, Cuba, we love Cuba. We're friends. And I was like,
Big.
I've never seen this before. Like, I can go to, I don't know, if the pageant was in
England.
England, or if it was
Wherever.
in, I don't know, Brazil, like, people will not have the same love for Cuba
Yeah.
because they don't really know about Cuba.
Yeah.
But over there in the news, the government, they talk a lot about our friendship. So they already knew me, and I'm like,
So you're super popular when you're over there. They
I
find
know,
out you're
I was
Cuban.
so proud because, when you don't get that attention as, a country, when you get it, you're like, you appreciate it.
You get
know?
prideful. You get super prideful. No,
Yeah,
oh.
and I was so proud that they knew about Cuba, and that they know our history. Actually, they know a lot about us.
Wow.
So it was very surprising, and now I feel more comfortable once I go in November. I'm gonna feel more comfortable, being there and knowing that I'm loved and that I'm being heard, and that my country's not gonna be overlooked because it's not a powerhouse in pageants.
Gotcha.
So
Is there powerhouses in pageant? What are other countries that are powerhouses?
USA, Venezuela, Mexico is always like good. From the Latin countries,
Yeah.
and then Philippines,
Okay.
Thailand, Myanmar also is a really good country, powerhouse. But it's also we call it like it's always those countries that always classify. They always make it to the top because they've been in the industry for years
Like
and
you
years
expect
and
them
years.
to be there.
And they
Gotcha.
train very well. They have a team. They know what they're doing. So you always expect them to be in the top. And the fans, I don't know if you guys have seen, the fans do like predictions.
Really?
Yes, they do like predictions and like who's gonna be in the top 10, who's
I
gonna
like
be in the top
that.
5.
It's like a
And
fantasy
usually,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
usually Cuba is never in the top because you don't hear Cuba a lot in pageants. We just started, to compete in Miss Universe, and now people know a little bit more, even though we have been competing in other pageants. But you don't really hear Cuba a lot. And when I went there to Vietnam, they already put me in like top 5, top 2. And
That
I'm
must
like,
make you feel great.
and I'm like, that's so amazing because I know it's because
The love that they have for.
they love Cuba, and that's why they're looking at me. Because usually they overlook Cuba. They're like, she's not gonna do well. The preparation is not good, but they are actually taking the time to look into my project, to look into what I'm doing, and recognize, oh, she's prepared. You know, she can be in top 10, she can be in top 15.
Wow, that's amazing. And how many did you say there was for like the major university or the major like competitions? So you said there was like Miss Universe, and then when we were talking about it at Miss Arizona Pageant, you were talking about like there's 5 or 7 like of the major pageants.
Yeah, we call it a Grand Slam pageants. Hopefully, I'm not missing anything, but we have a couple like Miss International, Miss Grand International, Miss Universe, Supranational, Miss World, and there's another one. I'm not sure which one is the other one, but there's another one, number 6. Okay. I don't want to say it the wrong way.
Yeah,
we'll another one. I keep it to your imagination. You can look it up. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, you got 5 for 6. We'll let them figure it out.
Yes, figure it out. So actually, Miss Cosmo, we're expecting that we will soon be a Grand Slam because we're doing really good. You know, just the second year, the production is amazing. The team, the quality of the queens is very good. So I hope that the organization gets the recognition that they need and that they deserve.
Is that so? That's like the final one is Miss Cosmo, or is there like another pageant after that?
No, this is international.
International. So
Yes.
after this one, like you're just the winner.
Unless we compete between worlds, maybe another planet.
I mean,
hey,
they did just find
when we get some
some
robots, you never know.
It's already Miss Cosmo International, so it will only be like Miss Cosmo Jupiter.
You never know.
I was just wondering if it was like, because you know how you go to like Miss Arizona and then you go Miss USA and then Miss Universe. So that one's the last one too. Like there's no like.
Yes. Usually other girls have to compete. I don't know, Miss Cosmo. Let's say a province from Cuba, Miss Cosmo Las Tunas, which is where I'm come from. But they didn't do that because I'm the first one. So they just did a virtual casting and an interview with us, and that's how I got casted to represent the country.
And because you say you're from a very small place in Cuba, like it's a small pueblo.
Yeah, it's called Puerto Padre.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you constantly just getting support all the time from Cuba and all that? That must feel great. Like having an entire country behind you, like that must feel amazing.
It's so funny when I see like my teachers from
Your
Cuba
teachers,
on Facebook. Remember when I taught you this in middle school? And I'm like, oh, like that makes me so happy because we never see this in our country. And like in my city, you never see like anyone being like, did you see
this person doing that?
Did you see Juan like win this pageant in, I don't know, in India? You never see anyone being like in that international level doing actually something good, like, you know, representing Cuba. Because usually people, even though they're successful, they don't talk about Cuba. They actually avoid to talk about their country. And I'm proud of being Cuban, you know, I'm proud of where I come from, and I always try to talk about that. And that's what has caught the attention of Cubans, you know, that I'm not afraid of.
Representing in Cuba.
Representing my country, representing my small town, which
That's
I love.
amazing. When was the last time you were there for visiting?
I was January 2024.
Did you feel like a celebrity when you went back?
I feel like I've seen these memes when I go back to my small town and you go in heels and you go in the car.
Right, it's like everybody's opening the door. You got like grapes.
You got security and everything.
Right?
Yes, it feels amazing. I'm actually going next month for the project. Taking I don't know if you guys saw the fundraiser that I'm doing on Instagram and GoFundMe.
I think I might have passed it.
Yeah, I've been trying to, you know, it's very hard to get people to donate, but I was able to raise like $700, and with that I was able to buy school supplies for an orphanage in Cuba.
Nice.
They have like
amazing.
10 kids in the orphanage. So in October, I'm going to travel to Cuba and I'm going to take the supplies to them personally, like in person, so people can see, because I feel like people are scared of like, what if I donate and they keep this money? Like, what if they don't do anything? So I want to show them like, look, I'm literally like hand to hand. I'm handing them the resources and I'm helping them like in person.
Like the people, you're giving the stuff to the people you're saying you're giving it to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't trust anyone. I don't trust anyone to be like, go here and buy these supplies for the kids. No, I want to do everything myself and make sure that they really get it. Cause
Especially in countries that are that small, because
Yes.
like you never
They
know.
take
until-
Try to
everything.
save money,
Yep.
like buy cheaper stuff, you know.
yes. And they never like, let's say you donate something to a school so they can build, I don't know, a new restroom. And usually they don't use that money to build a restroom. So you need someone to be there like, hey,
This is what the money
this
is
is
for.
what the money is for.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to make sure that the kids are getting the supplies. And I also, if I have some supplies left, I want to go like around the neighborhood. Our neighborhood is like very like houses.
Gotcha.
Very close
so
together.
yeah, very close together. So next door you can find another kid that needs, I don't know, a
Something.
notebook
Yeah.
or something. So if we have like leftover supplies, I want to also give it to other people.
Is that GoFundMe still going, or is it?
Yeah, still going.
Okay.
You guys can donate until next Tuesday because I need to ship the supplies to Cuba so they get there.
Gotcha.
It takes like around a month.
Gotcha.
But yes, if you want to help, also I'm taking, if you don't want to donate money and you want to make sure that you buy the supply, you can also do it. Like you can buy a notebook and a pencil and give it to me and I'll take it to Cuba if you want to do that.
Okay.
Because some people prefer buying it themselves.
The physical, I
and it
think.
makes it more
Personal.
and the connection because you're like, I love this candy. I want them to try it, you know? So it makes it more intentional.
Nice.
You said you had earlier. You said you had some sort of like organization or something that you do for what was exactly
It's
that?
called Bright Futures.
So what is that? What do
Foundation.
you?
So it's actually that where I'm raising awareness about the educational field in Cuba.
Okay.
And that's where the fundraiser is going under. That's the name that the fundraiser is going
Gotcha.
under. And also I'm using it to, for example, if you want to do, what is the name? If you're trying to volunteer, like simple words. I have it in Spanish, but then I'm like,
Speak it in
okay, hold on.
English,
I
yeah.
just said it like 10 minutes ago. If you want to volunteer and you don't know where to go, you don't know like a person that volunteers as well, you can reach out to me and I will give you, the information. So the organization is kind of is the bridge between the people that want to help and the people in need. So I will post like, hey, like I know this organization, they are teaching English to refugees. If you know anyone, if you want to volunteer, here's the address, here is the contact. So it's more of like informative
Gotcha. Okay.
organization.
To give people more information about where to
information.
go and how to
Yes.
help and stuff like that.
And the plan of action, so here's the thing. When we go to Miss Cosmo International, we need to take a plan of action with us. Right now, my platform is informational. It's just raising awareness. If I get to win Miss Cosmo International, the goal will be to actually make the organization a place where people can learn English, where people can have a community, whether you're a refugee, whether you're an immigrant, that they can have a space to find a community and to not feel alone.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's-
And I mean, just
That's crazy, man.
what did you ever think that you would get to this point? Like, let's say 2 years ago. Like,
Oh,
did you
no.
ever think like,
No.
yeah, like, right,
I
that's
didn't even know what an
saying.
LLC was. So even a year ago, exactly, I feel like I got after the pageant in the Dominican Republic, I wanted to dive deep into what I wanted to do in terms of my impact in the world. I wanted to be like, okay, I love modeling. I want to get into acting, but I want to make an impact besides my professional career. Like I want people to remember me somehow, some good that I've done. And that's where I found that my passion has always been education. Like everywhere I look, modeling, English was there. Like the way that I overcame myself, learning English and communicating with others. Also in Cuba, it was very important to me. I was very into learning in Cuba, very involved, and I think that's why it impacted me so much when I came and I was the last in my class for a couple months. Because I wasn't used to that, I was used to be very involved, to very care a lot about education. And for a couple years, I kind of forgot. We forget when we are immigrants and we come here to America, we forget that there is people still there struggling.
Yeah.
And one day I was thinking about that. I'm like, I remember when I used to go to school and my mom used to buy me shoes that were 5 sizes bigger than my size, so it could last me 5 years longer. And I'm thinking, if I wanted to, I can just go to Ross and buy a pair of shoes. But there are kids in Cuba right now that they have to, they don't have the opportunity. They don't even have the store to go to that they can afford to buy a pair of shoes. So I'm like, no one is doing anything about it. You know, we're talking about the problem. People are talking about it, but like, what are you doing? Are you doing anything to fix the problem? Are you taking action? So I wanted to take action about it. I didn't want to talk about a platform and not do anything. So, and I think that inspired me a lot to do
you think that's
more.
helped you more with pageantry because of that? Because you have not just yourself, kind of you're basically doing this for an entire country. Like, does that help you more? Or?
Yes, it helps me more because Miss Cosmo wants someone with a plan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't want it as a person who doesn't know what to do with the crown or doesn't know what to do with the title. You know, they want a person who's doing something good, a positive impact, which is actually their whole theme is impactful beauty.
Gotcha.
So that's what they stand for. So they want a girl. Yes, she's pretty. She has a good walk. She slays. But is she a good person? Is she kind? Is she doing? Is she helping her community? Is she doing something good? So they care about that, about the human side of pageants.
Gotcha.
Which is very different. I hope that every pageant is like that, and they actually start caring more about the action more than the beauty side of it. Mm-hmm. That would be amazing.
That'd be crazy, but like from what I get, because I'm new to the whole fashion, pageants, runway, and all that. It seems like although people are saying it's changing, it seems like for the most part it's about the same when it comes to like looks and stuff like that. So I also hope that in the future, hopefully the impact is more beneficial than the beauty itself. So,
or at least that we can change the perspective of beauty pageants, because I'm pretty sure when you heard about beauty pageants, you were like, that's probably some bunch of girls pretty and competing, and they are probably not smart or just pretty faces. And I hope that one day we can change the perspective about pageants, and maybe it's about an opportunity to make it good and not about an opportunity to show the world that you're pretty. There are like two different perspectives. Mm-hmm. So I hope that the first thing that you think of in a couple years when you think of a pageant will be, oh, she's making it good. She's making something, an impact for her community.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely something that I've had to learn, because like we went and did the pageant for Miss Arizona and Miss Teen Arizona, and you obviously can tell the difference between like a runway and the pageantry. It's a completely different, like we said earlier, it's a sport. You have to be on top of these different things. But that is the one thing that I did notice when you're up there and they're asking you those questions, like being able to like represent something kind of is like super really important.
Want to say, what you really want to stand for sure. But,
yes.
So how do you feel like is gonna like your turnout for Miss Cosmo? Like, let's say, I mean, we're gonna be rooting for you the whole way, but like, let's say the crown doesn't happen. Like, how are you gonna keep the impact going? Like, are you still going to keep doing things for your community, like even though you don't win the crown? Like, what is the plan like afterwards of that?
So I have a plan for myself and also the community. I think for myself, I want to make it different from my last pageant, that I left with the feeling I could have done better. With this pageant, no matter the outcome, I want the feeling of I did my best and my people is proud of me. Yeah. So that is my goal, whether there is a crown or not. I want to have that feeling of I gave everything and I fought as hard as I could, and they saw me and they saw my story and I transmitted my message. That's my goal, my biggest goal overall, besides just the crown. And let's say if I don't win, if the crown happens to be in someone else's head, I want to take a break from pageants. I want to probably, I think God only knows what's going to happen, but I want to say probably will be my last pageant for now.
Okay.
And I want to focus on modeling and acting. I want to really go into acting. Like,
what kind of acting are you talking about?
Comedies, suspense,
actions, what we're talking about.
action.
I like action and comedy.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes, because I see myself like funny, like in a comedy show. I see myself, but I also see myself in a superhero show. Like I
Okay,
like
all right.
superheroes.
Okay.
So I think both, and drama too. Yeah.
Nice.
I think I want to try because I haven't tried it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So once I take, some classes and I,
Actually get to
really
experience it a
get
little
to
bit more.
experience it, I will know exactly, oh, this is what I'm good at. But within that, whether I do modeling or acting, I still want to take my country with me. Let's say I'm successful one day, I hope. I want to, take my country before my name. Like, I want it, oh, she's from Cuba, she represents us.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I think we still don't have anyone to, like, that we think.
Other than a few boxers here and there, like for the most part, you don't get that much
Yeah.
representation. You're not wrong, yeah. Because in a lot of different sports and like a
Yes.
lot of different things, like,
We don't have, like, soccer. We love soccer in Cuba.
but it's not at that level
But
that you want
when
to.
we compete, like, how are the kids so good? When I used to play soccer in middle school too, we love soccer. Like, we are obsessed with it.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have the opportunity to actually play it,
Yep.
like, internationally. Same with sports. We're so good at sports.
Baseball,
Like Cubans.
you guys are good at baseball. Oh my,
Boxing.
that's one. Yep.
I know, like, running. What's the
Like
word?
sprinting, like
It's
marathons
sprinting,
and stuff like that.
marathons, we're so good, but we don't have the best opportunities to train and the best resources.
Gotcha.
So since we don't have international acting opportunities, this will be, like, I think, like, a really good opportunity for me to be one of the first to, like, actually represent Cuba in the acting side of it and modeling as well.
That's amazing. I can't wait to see it too.
Yes.
I can't wait. It's gonna be great. So I mean, just to end off, like, where do you kind of see yourself in like the next couple of years? Where do you see your career going? Like, still, like, modeling, or I mean, you said you got into acting, but where do you want to go, like, into the next 5 years?
I want to finish my bachelor's degree, business, because I'm taking
business.
a break.
You're right.
My business bachelor's degree, and I want to get out of Arizona. I'm
Fair.
gonna be honest.
Fair.
Get out of the heat.
100%.
I want to try new things. So I see myself in the next 5 years building a community like I did here in Arizona, but somewhere else, whether it's in LA, whether it's in New York. I want to be able to connect with people in those, states or countries, wherever God takes me. I will do my best in modeling and acting, and I just want to feel good with myself, whether I'm successful or not in the career side of it. I want to feel good. Like, I want to feel like I'm doing what I love and that I'm having passion with it. I also like designing, fashion designing. So hopefully I get the opportunity to study fashion designing and also do that as well. And yeah, I just see myself doing something good, impacting people's lives, hopefully growing my platform, Bright Futures, and making it good in some lives as well.
Awesome. Well, no, yeah, we're supporting you the whole
100%.
way.
Shout
and
out
I can't
Cuba.
wait to see it.
Shout out.
Awesome.
Go back.
Perfect. So, I mean, thank you so much for being on the
Thank
podcast.
you.
Like, your story is amazing, and I just can't wait to see where you head in the future. So, thank you so much for being on this episode.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for wanting to know more about Cuba and my story. And I hope you guys support me in
Hell yeah.
November.
Go support. Go
Yes.
watch.
Support. Yes, my Instagram is Amys_Nayelli.
Perfect.
So
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you on the next episode of Hot Shots.